Good day, everybody. It's Max, and welcome back to Icarus Explore. That's right. And in this case, we're going to do deep vein extraction, the speedrun version. That's right. So in this particular case, we're here for a good time, not a long time. We're going to get in there and get the stuff. So let's get to it. Okay, welcome back. That's right. And in this case, we're doing deep vein extraction, and it's for exotics. We like exotics. But in this particular case, unlike the last exotic mission we did, where we had to make a drill and all the things, this one can be done with just a pick, tools, and let's get to it. That's right. So we're actually going to be speed running this one. Now, for speed running this, I'm going to use my scale of 1 to 4. If you've only got some of the equipment through your work from your stuff, this is definitely going to be a 4. If you've got a decent amount of equipment or a lot of equipment, then I would call this a 3, like a 3 low 3. Okay, so let's get into my character selection. We're going to have a look anyway. So in my loadout, of course, I now have the Nan set. Now this set, this 5-piece armor set, which is in the workshop, right? So it's over here in the workshop. If we zoom out, it is over here in the workshop. This 5-piece set does have cold traits. Okay, it allows you to do the cold and the heat a lot better. And when all 5 pieces are worn, it's even better. Now, if you only have a couple of these pieces, this is going to make this speed run attempt a pretty high 3 into a 4. That's pretty tough, right? But when you got all the pieces plus a couple of speed module dampeners, and of course, we're going to take my pick along because, of course, we want to hunt that sweet, sweet stuff. Of course, this I would still give it a 3 or a low 3. Okay. Some people will like to try and use the jump back cheat, the unstuck cheat. That's a hit or miss lately. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So you actually have to plan for it not to work, which is why I give this a 3 and not a 2. So in this case, though, we're going to go new prospect. And in this case, we're going to go to deep vein extraction. And basically, we're going to hit the ground, do the running and the things, and then we're going to get into the snow and do it all. Let's get to it. Let's see what good old Saul's got to say about this, because he's got something to say.
The Assembly don't trust anyone.
No?
But they need help.
Yes, they do.
They think they've got a lead on some exotics. And the Lagos units cleared you to start hunting. Congratulations. Time to see what you can dig up. What do you say?
Yeah, all right. Now, you'll notice that the counter on this is only 1 day. And that's because this mission was basically built for kind of speed running-ish, right? But you do got to have some equipment. You got to have some equipment. I wouldn't be doing this mission. You got to have at least the chest and legs armor. When you get 4 pieces of the set, you will become good of the cold. The cold will not stop with just 2 pieces of armor. But at least with 2 pieces of armor, you'll be like a wee bit safer. Now, nothing saves you from the polar bears. I'm sorry to tell you. Suck it up, Buttercup. Polar bears are polar bears. You're going down, okay? But if you got like I've got the full set, we'll do pretty good against almost everything else, all right? So let's get in there. I'll see you in. Okay, hopefully I have that turned down enough for everybody, because you know how it is. It gets some loud when you come in with the rocket, right? So let's get my modules in. Let's get my pick moved over. So of course I'm bodied up, right? I look good. Of course I look good. I always look good. I look great. So guess where we're gonna land? Donut Lake. You betcha. That's what we do. We land at Donut Lake. All right, so here we are.
The Assembly came up fast.
Donut Lake.
And they're doing the same on Icarus. Now, they don't trust anyone. They've marked a zone on your map. Supposed to be an exotics vein thereabouts. But it won't be there long, so I'd get a move on if I were you. And try not to come back empty-handed.
Oh, thanks, Saul. Of course, try not to come back empty-handed. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so listen. We, of course, are at Donut Lake. Hey, one of my favorite places to build Love Shack. But we're not building no Love Shacks today. No way, because we're going to run this. We want to be out of here by nighttime. So we like to run over here to my favorite peak. Over here, we do get to find 2 sets of berry bushes and 2 sets of carrots. 1, 2. There we go. And so, of course, we're going to take those. Here's my 2 berry bushes. Yep. All the things. Now, even though, we got the nice pick, right? Because, that's a thing. We still got things to craft, right? We still got to craft a hatchet. Still need a knife. Still need a bow. Still need some arrows, right? I'll even take your 20 arrows. We'll go to inventory. We'll even put that in the oxygen. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit more stone than that, though, because you never know what you're going to need en route, right? Now, of course, we're starting at Donut Lake. So just like if you've watched my other speed run for the bio harvest, here we are at the point on L12. This is Donut Lake. And this is my favorite building spot for a Love Shack, but we're going to now run up here. Why? Because we have pumpkins up here. Yay, pumpkins. You betcha. So we're going to take these 2 pumpkins. Of course we are. We're going to run over here, and then we're going to take these 4 melons. In fact, we're going to try and take as many melons as we can as we come across them. Now we're going to switch to my bow, and we're going to hope for an animal here. Hello. Hello. Hey, anybody here? Anybody at all? Anybody hanging out? Anybody around? No? Darn it. Okay. Oh, did I hear a wolf? Yes! I will take you. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with you. Of course, now, I am not here for the meat. Now, I am here for the meat, but I'm not here for the meat. I'm actually here for the leather and the bones, right? Because leather and bones means a suture kit. And if we do get attacked by something big that causes us damage, we are going to want at least enough leather and bone to make a suture kit. So we are now on the way. That's it. Now if this was the bioharvest, of course, we would be running through that gap down and heading down the map. In this case, we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. So where are we going this time? We are actually headed up and around Beta 4-5 Lake and down the other side. Yeah, this is going to be a run. So I'm not actually going to force you to watch all this. Of course, the time is 10:03 in game. This, of course, is game time, and of course, we're gonna do this run. All right. So of course, we're gonna try and pick up pumpkins and things all along the way. Of course, so we're headed all the way up here, and then circle all the way back down around and into the snow, and then over to this dot at 013. So this is going to be a little bit of a run. Nothing exciting to watch. I'm, of course, going to keep hitting the F key, keep picking stuff up like pumpkins and watermelons and berries all the way. May kill the occasional wolf because I don't want the meat right now, but we are going to want the meat when we get almost close to the snowfield. So I will bring you back once we get that close to it. Now, one thing I did forget to mention is don't forget to pick up your oxite. Remember, we got no bladder bags or anything on this run, right? So you're going to have to eat this rock. And so it's good to pick up rock every once in a while and stuff it in. And I usually pick up my first rock here when you get to the first lake. After Donut Lake, of course, the first lake here in L11, there's usually an oxite kicking around, 1 or 2 here, and that's perfectly fine. I also take this opportunity to take a drink of water, even though I usually don't have to, just because I'm using my berries, right? Because if you're doing your berry count just right, the berries will keep giving you water the entire time. So I'm usually pretty good there. But I just wanted to show you that, hey, don't forget that oxite, because we didn't even stop for oxite this time. We're just going to keep picking up oxite every once in a while on our way around. But I will see you once we get up and over and around. Okay, so while I'm doing this run, don't forget that you're looking for berries and watermelon. Now, of course, the berries are for stamina. The watermelon is also for stamina. So, of course, we've got berries and watermelon for that. What are we picking up the pumpkin and carrot for then? Pumpkin and carrot give you a 10% HP boost for 60 seconds. And that 10% could be the difference between life and death if you're at a lower level, especially with a bear attack. right? Remember, we're only working with a stone tool here. I only got a stone knife. So, you know, if I get a bear attack, that 10% could be the difference. And so, of course, we're keeping our eye out for berries and, of course, for pumpkin and, of course, for watermelon. Because now that we've reached beta 4-5 lake, this stuff gets pretty rare from here on out. There's a lot less watermelon and pumpkin from here on out. So we try to pick as much up of that as possible before getting all the way up to this point to start making the turn down, because now it's going to get a lot less. So with that, I'm going to keep going. I'll see when I get down towards the snow. Okay, so you've been sprinting along. You've been collecting your berries. You got your stuff together. And I would say between 11:30 and 12 o'clock in game time is when you get to Beta 3 Lake. Now, this, of course, this smaller lake has this brook that runs down into it. But after this point, there is no real water. So make sure you grab a drink now, because if not, you may miss the opportunity. That's for sure. Now, before I go up into this next narrow little passage, I am going to have a pumpkin. And the reason is that this little passage that we're about to run down into, if the map would update, that'd be great. This little passage usually has a bear in it, and I like to be ready for him. So, pumpkin ahoy! Gives us the extra 10% health. And I thought that was a growl. Yep, there's the bear, right? All right, let's take him on. What level are you? Level 7? We're good. Let's do it. Yep. Yep, you're down. See ya. I'd love to have a big chit-chat with you, bear, but I just took like 40% damage. And now you know why I took the pumpkin, right? Now, this is your last opportunity to pick up water, so we definitely want to do that. Oh, hello, Mr. Wolf. Listen, you want to die? Okay, now that's all right. We got a cut, but it's only a minor cut. I'm not going to worry about it. That's fine. That's fine. That's a thing that happens. Okay, we're going to take our drink. Now, it's totally up to you how you want to play this, right? Now, what I like to do is, and you'll get to see here, I'm going to make a fire here shortly. And before we go charging in, I like to get into the snow by 1 o'clock, because now, and again, this is where you got to make some decisions. There are 4 spots of exotics here, okay? I am only going to go for 1 spot, and the reason is because I can be back out of the snow before 5 o'clock game time. Sometimes, if I'm if I'm here a little early, I might go for 2 of the 4 spots. But we'll have a look at those here in a second. The reason, of course, is that, you know, if you're in the snow by 5 o'clock, the temperature gets colder. And that's a bit of a headache, right? So we're going to make a fire here. We want to make this fire, get it going as fast as possible. Now, we don't want to be wasting a lot of time on this fire. I want to be out of here by a little after 1. So we want to put that in. Grab the 92 sticks there, Max. All right, so we're going to let that cook up. We're going to now take the time to actually heal up a little bit. Okay, so let's consume that. Yep, do the things, make it all go disappear. Bye-bye. Okay, good. Clean up the inventory a little bit. That's what I like to do. I'll consume that pumpkin because it's going to rot anyway. We'll stack that. I'll consume this melon because it's going to rot. We'll take a couple of berries, so they're going to rot. Put that. We're going to lose that carrot, so we're going to do that. Carrot and pumpkin are the same, by the way. You can't double stack them or anything like that, so don't expect any miracles there. Of course, we have lots of fiber, leather, and bone to make suture kits, right? Because, of course, that's always the thing about that. Now, sometimes, while we're waiting for this fire, sometimes I'll actually make an outhouse shack here and stay here the night. Because you can usually get 20 fur by the time you get to this spot on the map. And, of course, we are here just before the snowfield, right? So we ran up all the way from Donut Lake here to L12, up and around, and we are now at the snow entrance. And sometimes I like to just set up a bed, make a shack, put a fire in it, set up a bed, and mark it, right? And if you're new to the run, that's definitely something you should do because you're probably going to die a couple of times, and you don't want to be running all the way back from the ship, right? If you have a bed set up here, then you've got a spawn point, right? How are we doing on this food? Well, come on now. Give me 4. Give me at least 4 so I can heal up a little bit. We'll take 30 more seconds, but then we got to go because it's almost 1 o'clock. And, you know, like I said, you want to be kind of in the snow by 1, right? It's kind of the latest you want to be. I'm going to leave the other 3 food here. It's not going to hurt it any. It's perfectly fine, right? There we go. We'll take that food. We're going to take that down here. So we're going to consume that. There we go. Now, with 3 foods, the pumpkin is useless at the moment, but that's okay. We'll take what we got. What do we got here anyway? All right, so it's a snow event, but is it in the middle of the snow event, or is it starting? Gee, that's really hard to tell. Oh, and we got a polar bear too. That's not good. All right, well, we're gonna push on anyway. I would say that it's in mid-event. Yeah, I know. I gotta worry about the polar bear. Yeah, Mr. Polar Bear over here, he's not gonna be too happy if he sees me, so we're just gonna sneak by Mr. Polar Bear. Yep. Nothing to see here. Perfectly fine. Yeah, so we're halfway through this snow event, so I'm just gonna push on anyway. It does cut into your stamina, and again, if you're a lower level, you gotta kind of think about that. But in this case, I'm feeling pretty good about it, so we're gonna push on for it. All right, get in here, do it. Now, I do have the full Nan suit, right? So the cold trait isn't affecting me yet, right? So that's another benefit to it. All right, let's make sure there's no polar bear. Right up here is what we want. Right up here's the cave. Now, there are 4 items. There's one in this cave. There's one on that ledge down there. There's a crack in the ice that there's one in. And then right beside that ledge to the left is a little dip in the snow where there's a 4th exotic vein. So 3 of the veins is in the crack, that ledge, and into a little dip. But the first one's right here, which is actually the last one, which is kind of weird, right? Oh, good, and the cave is open. Sometimes you have to break into the cave. You know how that is, right? Ugh, breaking into caves is already hard enough with the crazy worms, right? So we want to get into this cave. We're going to drop this torch.
It's around here somewhere.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know you got me. Is there any more? Is there any more? Okay, cool. Awesome. We got the worms. Yeah, I'm going to get hit by one. There was nothing I can do about that. This is our exotic rock. Look at that. Pretty nice, huh? All right, let's find that sucker. All right. So I dropped the torch. Get in here. Now, if you're lower level and you're doing this run, this is where you want to set up 2 campfires and re-warm up. Which is a thing you can do.
Is exotics. They'll want a little more than that, though.
But they don't. Okay, so that is why I'm going to explain now. Time to go. So unless I was going to build a shack and stay overnight and take the bed bonus with me, I am not staying here at all. You know, yes, I am tempted to run down and grab at least a couple more of them exotics. So like I said on the map, that is that ledge that you see down there, right? My dot is on it, and then there's a little dip right there, and there's a crack of one. But again, you have to decide. You have to make some decisions here. And right now, it's 2 o'clock. We'd have 3 hours before it gets too cold out here, right? And I mean, I just got me 18 exotics. Is it 18 or 15? Oh, I got 16 this time. All right, I'll take that. So, I got my 15 exotics. I'm good, right? I mean, I'm speed running this. I don't want to be here for 3, 4, 5 days, and I don't want to take too much risk in getting caught out here in the open with a polar bear. So, I got in, got the cave, right? And now I want to get out. Sooner the better, right? And I mean, right here is the edge of the snowfield. So this is what you know, we can get in and out with 15 exotics and be back at the ship by supper time. That's a good day speed run, right? Now, yes, again, like I said, if you wanted to, you could take a little bit of a chance, run down, do the extra. All right, so there's some showers going on here, but it's just about over. So with that, that's about it, right? In fact, let's see if any of my meat finished cooking. Yeah, my meat even finished cooking. Awesome, so now I can have an extra piece of meat. And a few extra pieces of that. I'll even take one of those. All right, so looking pretty good. All right, I'll see you back at the ship. It'll probably be about 1730, almost 1800 hours by the time I run back up and around. But, besides that, I don't expect a second bear. Usually if you get one bear coming through this little narrow stretch, you don't get another one. Sometimes there's no bears here, and that's perfectly fine as well. So if you don't get a bear, that's more bonus to you, right? You know, carry on. I'll see you back at the ship. And we're back at the ship. Sure enough, 1735, right? Like I said, before 1800 hours, I usually like to get back here at the ship. Now, let's have a look at the map before we leave this one, because, again, I made a decision. You'll have to make a decision, and some people will go to this screen and use the unstuck button, and sometimes you'll get lucky and it'll say, hey, do you want to go back to your dropship? And then you can do that, and that's great, but that has not been working well lately. So the problem is you have to plan this as if you got to get back to the drop ship in a day, okay? Now, let's have a look at this circle down here. Unfortunately, the rest of this map isn't uncovered. Like I said, the first one here is in this cave, okay, which is actually the last one. They expected you to probably come down here through K14 and through the snow, and that's why when I took this one, right, I went into the cave, and he said, yeah, they're going to probably want more. No, they're not. Because you actually did the last one, they actually think you did the more. So when I put this into the ship, it's going to be all done. All right? But when you come around this way, like I said, you pick up the last one first, they think you've picked up the extra, so they think you're all done. You can just take this one and go back. Okay? But if you're going to stay, I at least like to set up a mini shack out here in the forest. Like a 1x2 mini shack with a fire pit and a bed. At least put your spawn point there. So if a polar bear does kill you when you're going for the other three, then you're not trying to run. Because remember, you'll be running in the snow with no protection, right? Like even if you're like in the beginning stages and all that stuff, no protection in here means cold trait, right? You're going to get a cold debuff. And that's going to hurt your stamina and a whole 9 yards. So if you're going for these other three exotics, I would definitely try to make a bed, a spawn point bed here. Even if you're not staying for the day, whatever, right? And the thing is if you do get into here and it is kind of dark before you get back out, well, you can sleep here. You can sleep here and get the bed bonus and then run back to your ship the next morning. It's great. But in this case, I took the exotic and ran out of that cave back to the ship. But the other three are here in 014. Like I said, there's a ledge here that there's one on. There's one in a crevice here. I would skip that one. Yeah, it's 15 exotic, but I would just take the one on the ledge. And then there's like a little dimple. There's two dimples in the ground in the corner here. And with that, just go into the dimple and hidden around the corner of the dimple when you go into the side of the dimple is the other exotic. And then you're good to go. You're good to go. So watch what happens now when I go to put this in. Even though I've only gotten the one exotic, I'm going to put in the ship. He's going to think it's great.
That's it, partner. You're finished here. For now, at least.
Yep, I am. So,
if you're looking to earn
good to
the
go.
Assembly's trust, you're doing it. And that's not easy.
So with that, even though I only took the one out of the cave, because it's the last one on their list, they think it's the bonus one on your list. So you can just do that, return to station, we're out of here. Boom, let me turn down the sound, because of course this is always loud when we take off. Sorry, my bad. I tried to be a little faster about that. So of course, all in one day. We got us a little exotics. We're going to get a little money, and that is speed running, the speed run of doing this extraction point. Because, hey, we like monies. Monies is good. And we like little exotics. So, overall, the big thing that takes you all the time is the running up and around, right? I mean, there's not a whole lot to do in the mission. It's the thing that takes you all the time is the running all the way up the Beta 4-5 lake and then all the way back down the other side to go into the snowfield. But don't worry about it, right? I mean, you get a few bucks, you get a little bit of exotics. Sometimes you'll stay and try and get a little more. That's great. Nothing wrong with that. And of course, then you can get into the workshop and you can get even more items. I suggest, if you're going to keep running that one over and over again, make sure you get the 5-piece armor set. Yes, you need 100 exotics to get in. So you got to have 100 exotics to get into this part of the envirosuit. You got to take one or the other to get into this block. So I take the cold side. Even though I don't use this suit, I take the cold side. And then, of course, you're looking at, $250 a piece, right? So it's $250 a suit here for, $1,250. And then, you're looking at $250 to buy the 5 pieces, right? The only trick is that to get into this block, you got to spend $750 and 100 exotics to get into the block. But once you've got this suit, it does make that snow run a lot easier because you don't get the cold debuff anymore, unless you're in a blizzard. Blizzard is cold enough that it will still give you the debuff, but any other thing, yeah, you're good. You can just keep on running. You got lots of stamina. You're good to go. So with that, I'm Max. This is Icarus Explorer. And of course, we just did the speed run of that mission, and we will talk to you on the next one.